The Cube Coffee Scale 2.0 Mini from MHW-3Bomber checks a lot of boxes for what I look for in a dual-purpose coffee scale. At just under 5 inches length by 5 inches width and just under 1 inch tall, it works well on my espresso machine and as a pour-over scale. It has a well-designed reverse construction so that water or coffee won't get inside and ruin its electronic components if you spill on it. It's made with a high-quality ABS plastic which is non-toxic and doesn't break down over time. It features 2 rubber grip strips on the bottom so that it won't slide around on your counter or on your espresso machine when you're pulling a shot. It's powered by an integrated rechargeable battery with a USB-C connector, and it has a rubber cover that fits snugly to protect it from liquids. The LED screen is bright and sharp, and the user interface is responsive. The Cube 2.0 comes in 2 versions, and this is the smaller of the 2, thus the name Mini. If you're interested in buying this scale, just make sure you're buying the right one. You don't want one that's going to be too big or too small for your needs. I'll leave a link to the Mini in the description. So let's get into the features. It turns on automatically when you set your brewer on it. It features an integrated timer, which is a must-have in my opinion. It weighs in both grams and ounces, which is great if you're using it for things like cooking as well. The Cube 2.0 Mini has a 2,000 gram weight capacity, and it weighs down to the 1/10 of a gram so that you can be accurate with your coffee. There's an auto timing function, which is nice, though it does take a couple practice runs to really understand how it works. The silicone pad also doubles as a portafilter holder when you're making espresso. And for under $40, the scale seems pretty great, but there are some quirks that you need to know about. This video is brought to you by robscoffeeguide.com. If you're looking for real-world reviews, tried and true brew methods, gear recommendations, and more to help you become a smarter coffee person, robscoffeeguide.com is for you. Sign up for my newsletter, which is linked in the description, and you'll never miss a post. Now, back to the video. One thing that may turn you off about this scale is that you have to use a basic power brick with a USB-A port to USB-C with 5-volt charging. You cannot use a fast charger. In fact, the company warns against it because you might actually damage the scale if you do. And while the scale comes with a cable, it does not come with a power brick. So you actually have to go out and purchase that on your own to make sure that you have an adequate charging solution. And another thing that I found confusing was that from a user interface standpoint, the T button on the scale doesn't stand for tare, but stands for timer. Except in one case, and that's for the auto timer function. When pressing T actually does tare the scale and tells the scale that you're about to start brewing so that the timer will turn on. That can be a little bit confusing. It took me a couple times reading the instructions to get that figured out, but once I got it, it was no big deal. I did see reviews that mentioned having tech issues with this scale. You're going to have that with any product, and the scale does have a 1-year warranty, but you should keep that in mind as you do your research. So for me, the final verdict for the Cube Coffee Scale 2.0 Mini is that it's a good scale for the home barista looking for an affordable, good-looking option. Overall, I'd give it a B+, and I would recommend it, but I would just caveat some of the issues that I mentioned here today. So if this video helped you, give it a like. Let me know if you have any questions, leave those in the comments and I'll respond. Until next time, peace.